Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 replay. We're at game number 274. It's another game on the May 22nd block, and it will be the New York Yankees taking on the California Angels. Yankees come into the game 26-14. The Angels come in 18-22. Starting pitchers for today's game: Mike Witt on the mound for California. He was in real world, he was 16-14 with a 4.01 earned run average. And for the Yankees, it will be Rick Rhoden. He was 16-10 with a 3.86 in real world. Of course, I will bring up the Strat-O-Matic computer and we will get the stats for you. Usually like to score the game as I play it, potentially, assuming there's no problems, but we'll find out. Bring this game up to the screen and get it ready to go. Get the full numbers for you on Mike Witt on the replay. Mike Witt already gave you his real world numbers, but on the replay, he's 3-2 with a 5.06 earned run average. So not having the best of replays. And as you notice here, I haven't finished my score sheet, so I need to fill that in. So sometimes people like to watch that. So I thought I would get this all done. Actually, full honesty, I thought I already had this done. I filled in the catcher and everything off the computer, and I thought I was gonna fill this in later, and just somehow never got around to doing it. So just like last night, I was a little tired last night. I planned on playing the Demolition League game last night, but I got sleepy after dinner. I was sitting down watching news and a little bit of TV, and I just got sleepy. And by the time I thought about it, it was like 9:30 already. I was like, I'm not going to go up there this late at night and try to do a game. So the new plan is to come back at noon today and do the Demolition League game that was supposed to be played last night. It's going to be Paul Skeens for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He will be making his league debut in the Demolition League against the San Diego Padres. You can see the lineup as we go through it here. So there, your starting lineup for the Yankees: Henderson, Randolph, Mattingly, Ward, Winfield, Pascal, Pagliarulo, Cerrone, and Tollison. And Rhoden pitcher-catcher quotient is a -2. For the Angels, we'll fill their lineup in. Downing, Joyner, Devon White. Jack Howell in left. He's not very good there. He's a 4. Anytime you have a 4 in your outfield, you kind of cringe because you know there are going to be balls that drop in many times for extra bases. And then you have somebody like Gary Pettis, who's a 1. You know he's going to catch everything. So we are just about ready to get going here. As soon as I fill in the last player, Dick Schofield. 2E12. Now we're all set. Okay, so now we're back on schedule and ready to go. Make sure everything is in place. Looks like it is. Looks like, tilt this over just a hair so I don't want to miss any of the, I don't want any of the dice tray to get cut off. Oh, I'm kind of catty corner here on it. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. Let's move this stuff over. Hello, Joel. Let's move this over here and get this in its proper place. Looks like it's okay now according to my laptop screen. So it looks like everything is okay. And of course, right before I started, I went down and got a brand new cup of coffee. So that's, mandatory on these AM games. Strat-O-Matic and coffee. All right. So Mike Witt will be finishing up the warm-up tosses, and Ricky Henderson will be leading off for the Yankees. On the replay, Ricky Henderson is hitting .306, 6 homers, 23 driven in. He hit 291 real world, and we'll check his stolen bases as well on the replay. See how he's doing on that note. He has stolen 14 bases, been caught 5 times. In real world, he stole 41, got caught 8. All right, so we're ready to go. All ready to go. And Ricky Henderson steps in 4-8 from Witt, and that's trouble for Witt. That's going to be a base hit for Henderson. That's a leadoff single for Ricky Henderson. And you know, if Ricky gets on base, he's going to be thinking about getting that lead. He needs a 6 or a 7 to obtain the lead. He gets the 7, so he's going to go. 19 being held as 17. Quotient, though, is a -5 for Witt. He's a -2, and Boone's a -3. So that's going to drop him all the way down to a 12. But he has to go. Once you establish the lead, you have to go. So it's a 1-12 for Ricky Henderson. Still a 60% chance that he's going to be safe. And he's out. Caught stealing. Another caught stealing for Ricky. His success rate has not too well in this replay. I believe that's the 6th time now he's been caught stealing. D20 just has not cooperated with him. So he's out of there. And here comes Willie Randolph. Randolph on the replay hitting .301, a homer and 18 driven in. He at .305 real world. .310, and that is a fly ball to center field where Gary Pettis will handle it. 2 down. And that brings up Donnie Baseball. Manually hitting .287 on the replay. 7 homers, 26 driven in. He at .327 real world. 3-2 for Mattingly. He's going to pop it up to second. McLemore is there, and that's going to end the inning. So the leadoff single from Ricky comes to nothing with that caught stealing. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Yankees nothing, and the Angels coming to bat. And right-hander Rick Rhoden on the mound for the Yankees. In the replay, Rhoden is 4-2, but he's got a high ERA of 5.32. 46 innings pitched, 64 hits, 7 walks, 33 strikeouts. And designated hitter Brian Downing will lead off for the California Angels. Downing hitting .393 on the replay, one of the league's leading hitters. He only hit .272 real world, but he has been tearing it up on the replay. 2-4, and that's a ground ball to short, so they keep Downing off the bases. And that'll bring up Wally World, Wally Joyner. He's hitting .340 on the replay. 9 homers, 25 driven in. He only hit 285 real world, I believe it was. Yeah, 285 real world. But he's hitting .340 on the replay. 2-8, and that's another single, another base hit for Wally World. 1 out single for Joyner. And that'll bring up Devon White. White on the replay hitting .261, 7 homers, 24 driven in. He at .263 real world. Hello, Jeremiah. Yes, it is Friday for those folks that are looking forward to the weekend. 6-7. 6-7 is a strikeout. First strikeout for Rhoden as he takes care of Devon White for 2 away. That's going to bring up Jack Howell. Left fielder, Howell hitting .278 on the replay. 3 homers, 14 driven in. He at .245 real world. That's a 5-6 left-handed. It's going to fly to center. Ricky's got it, and the inning's over. So one inning is down now in California, and we got no score. All right, so Gary Ward will lead off for the Yankees. He is filling the left field spot in today's game. He's hitting .215 on the replay, 2 homers, 14 driven in. He at .248 real world. 4-6, and that's a strikeout for Witt, his first strikeout. And that'll take us to Mr. May, Dave Winfield. He's hitting .239 on the replay, 6 homers, 22 driven in. He at .275 real world. 3-9, and he's going to strike out, second strikeout in a row for Witt. and that's why they call him Mr. May. Here's Dan Pasqua. Hello, Rick. Good to see you. Happy weekend to you as well. Hope you have a good weekend ahead for you. For Dan Pasqua, he is the designated hitter in this game. He's hitting 242, 7 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 233 real world. 4-9 left-handed. That's going to be a double. 4-9 left-handed will be a double for Pasqua. 2-out double for Danny Pasqua. That's his 5th double of the season. He's in scoring position for Mike Pagliarulo. He's hitting 260 on the replay, 12 homers, 24 driven in. He hit 234 real world. It is a clutch opportunity for Pagliarulo, and he gains a hit on a 1-6 in the clutch against right-handers. So that's his only clutch factor. 5-8 against the lefty. It's a split chance. 1-3 is a single, and the double die is a 3, but it's only a 1-star single. So Pasqua can only make it to third base. And Pagliarulo reaches, but now it's going to be turned over to Rick Cerrone if they wish to get on the board in this inning. Rick Cerrone on the replay, hitting 265, 2 homers, 11 driven in. He hit 243 real world. 3-2 for Cerrone is a foul out to Bob Boone, and that's going to end the inning. So the Yankees leave 2-on. That might come back to get them later. We'll have to wait and see. But go to the bottom of the second, no score here from Anaheim, California. And Doug DeCinces will lead off for the Angels, followed by Pettis and McLemore. DeCinces on the replay hitting an even 200 in 140 at bats. 5 homers, 20 driven in. He hit 234 real world. It's a 3-8 for DeCinces, and that's a fly to center field. Ricky will haul that in. 1 away, and that's going to bring up the speedy Gary Pettis, hitting 259 on the replay. No homers, 12 driven in. He hit 208 real world. 2-6 for Pettis, and he's going to get himself a base hit, and he's going to be looking to run. Pettis with the base hit. We'll check his stolen base totals on the league, on the replay, and in real world. Real world, he stole 24 bases, got caught 5 times. In the replay, he's only stolen 3 bases, caught once. So chance for his 4th stolen base in this one. He needs a 5 or a 6 to obtain the lead. And he gets the 5, but that's a 2. Chance for a balk on Rick Rhoden. His balk rating is a 2. There is no balk, but that means Pettis is unable to establish the lead, so he will have to hold. And here's Mark McLemore hitting 250 on the replay. 3 homers, 19 driven in. He hit 236 real world. 5-10, switch hitter batting left. That's an in-home run chance, 1-15. McLemore, though, has weak power against both lefties and righties, so that will convert to a single with a 2-base advancement for Pettis, and that will put runners at first and third with only 1 out and good speed on the base pass. McLemore is going to be looking to get a lead. He needs a 4, 5, or 6 to obtain that lead, and he gets the 5, so he will go. 18, in fact, he has to go. That's by rule. 18 being held as a 16, minus 2 to 14. 1-14, and McLemore will steal it. And he's in there. Stolen base for Mark McLemore. I'm trying to, I played inside pitch in this game, so one of the games only goes to 2 for a throw, but I'm thinking that a 3 is also, you check for the catcher error. T rating on Cerrone, I didn't write in. He's a T2. So this has to be a 1 or a 2 to be a throwing error. It is not. So McLemore steals, gets to second and third with only 1 out, takes the double play out of the equation completely. And Bob Boone, your batter. Boone hitting 212 on the replay. No homers, 2 driven in. Hit 242 real world. Yankees going to play the infield in with 1 out. And only chicanery going on. 5-7, and as a ground ball shortstop X, we're looking at Tollison. He's a 3E22, and keep in mind the infield is in. 3-18 should be a G1, I imagine. 3-18 is a G1, and that's an 8. And he is an E22. There is no 8. So a G1 with runners at second and third, and the infield in is batter. Runner plays on the batter, everybody else holds. So playing the infield in, they save themselves a run. You take the gamble of a ball going through the infield, but that's part of the gamble you take to cut that run off, and that's what they did. So now there's 2 away, and it's up to Dick Schofield in a clutch situation. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. In the clutch, he loses a couple of hits right here on 1-9 and 1-10. He also loses a hit on 3-9. So he's anti-clutch in 3 different places. On the replay, he's hitting 247, 2 homers, 15 driven in. He at 251 real world. So Rhoden to Schofield. 6-4, and that's a ballpark single check. It's only a 1-5 for lefties and righties. That's a 13, so the fly to right will hold up. Winfield snags it, and the Angels will also leave 2 guys on base. So neither team can cash in. We go to the third, no score from California. And Mike Witt back out will face Tollison, the number 9 hitter for the Yankees. He's only hitting 195 on the replay. 2 homers, 13 driven in. He hit 221 real world. 6-5, switch hitter batting left. That's a fly to left. Jack Howell puts it away. 1 down. And that brings up Ricky. Ricky singled but was caught stealing his first time to the plate. 6-5, that's another fly ball to left field. Jack Howell staying busy out there. 2 consecutive flies to left field. Here's Willie Randolph. 4-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at McLemore. He is a 2E22. 2-16, he'll get to that. E22, there is no 10 on the E22. Very rarely is a 10 ever an error. You have to be really bad to have 10 be an error for you. So that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. Still remains. All right. Donnie Baseball. Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the 4th inning, not the 3rd inning. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. We're not going to let the Yankees bat twice. Here's Brian Downing. We're back to the top of the order for California. 6-12 against Rhoden is a ground ball shortstop X. And, of course, that is Tollison, a 3E22. 3E22 for Tollison. 3-13, he'll get to that. E22 and a 12 for the shortstop. E22, there is no 12, so it's good play for Tollison. And Downing is retired. Here's Wally Joyner. Singled his first time up. 1-8, and that's a ground ball to short, so Tollison will take care of that also. 2 down, and here's Devon White. Hello, Mr. Jeffrey. Good to see you. 1-7 for Devon White, and that is a strikeout to end the inning, and that's strikeout number 2 for Rhoden. So at the end of 3, we got no score. I'm not sure what YouTube is doing, but I did make up a second channel just for myself because I like to see what you guys are seeing. So I come in as like a spectator from a different channel, even though it's the same person. So I'm on my other channel looking at this, and the feed for this game just popped up, and we're 3 innings in. So I don't know if YouTube didn't give the alert, because I have, it's set up for notifications and stuff, but for whatever reason, it just popped up, and I don't know if YouTube didn't put that out originally. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know anything about YouTube or the algorithms or whatever. So I don't know. All right, so let me get. I was off the Strat site, so let me go ahead and fill in this inning in the books. Should be easy. 2 ground balls to short and a strikeout. All right, so we are going to the top of the 4th, and it'll be Donnie Baseball. So I'm not sure if that notification didn't go through or whatever. It's just kind of weird. Not that I worry about how many views I have or whatever, but there's only 6 people in the chat, and usually I get about 15 to 20. So I don't know if the YouTube. Yeah, action. It was the same for me. I experienced the same thing where it wasn't giving me the alert. I just got it in the 3rd inning. So like I said, I was wondering why there was. I thought people had stuff going on Fridays. I was wondering what was going on as to why that came up that way. Hello, Kathy. Yes, in case you're curious, coffee is right here, fresh and ready to go. I just poured it before I came up here, so hopefully, and it's still good and warm. So hopefully, I can not have to take a 7th inning stretch break to warm my coffee. It should stay warm the whole way. All right, so we're going to the top of the 4th, no score, and Donnie Baseball steps to the plate. 4-12, and that's a fly center field X. That's not good for manually because that's going to go right to Gary Pettis, who's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. And E10 is all we're worried about. So we go to center field X chart looking for an E10 because with a 1 and nobody on base, you know he's going to catch it. There's no need to roll that. E10, we're looking at 16, 3, 4, and 14, and maybe an 18 and an 18. So 3, 4, and then 14, 16, and 18. Those 5 numbers are the only error chances. And that is a 13. So he just missed it. A 14 would have been an error, but not a 13. So Gary Pettis will retire Mattingly. And there's 1 away. Hello, Tim. Good to see you lurking as well. Here is Gary Ward, left fielder, 5-4. Ground ball 3rd base X. We're going to DeSensei, and he is a 3E23. 3E23. 3 and 18, he'll definitely get to that. 23, and that's a 7. E23 and a 7 for a 3rd baseman. There is no 7, so good play. Hey, Sean. Yeah, I don't know what happened to YouTube because, like I said, even on my secondary channel, which has no videos or anything on it, I just keep it. I just use that so I can see what you guys are seeing from an outside perspective. And the alert on my phone came up in the 3rd inning of this game. So I don't know what, it usually comes up right as soon as I hit the live button, but it didn't do that this time. I don't know why, but whatever. All right, here is Mr. May, Dave Winfield. He struck out his first time up. 3-3, and he's going to ground it to DeSensei at 3rd, and another 1-2-3 inning from Mike Witt. Looks like both offenses need coffee or need something. Maybe it's a little early in California. That 3-hour time difference. We're talking about 6:30 in the morning out there, so, or roughly. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just good pitching. Maybe Rick Rhoden and Mike Witt are just getting the job done with the good pitching. All right. And as Jeff says, that's good coffee. No question about it. Good coffee. And like I said, in case you're curious of my choice of coffee brand, it is the McDonald's McCafe Breakfast Blend in the brown and yellow bag, which you can get at Walmart, Food Line, or wherever they have all the different blends. They got them in blue, they got them in red, they got them in whatever for different strengths. But I choose the mildest version, the breakfast blend. And then I christen it with the creamer. It is the Cinnabon creamer. I guess I'm not sure the company that makes it, but they have a lot of flavors of creamer, and Cinnabon is my choice of creamer that I like to use for that. Yes, I like a little bit of coffee in my cream and sugar. I'm a wimp when it comes to coffee. I like a little bit of coffee to be in my cream and sugar. Uh, so for those of you who drink it black, I don't know how you do it, but if that's what suits you, go right ahead. My brother and my mother both drink it black, and I don't understand how they can do that. But all right, here we go. Jack Howell leading off against Rick Rhoden, 2-9, and that is a fly to center field. One away, and that'll bring up Doug DeSensei. I'm not sure where I got the Mr. May expression from. I knew it heard from somewhere. 4-8 against Rhoden is a base on balls. Base on balls. That'll bring up Gary Pettis. Pettis, his first time up. Singled, but was stranded at third base. That's where the Angels had runners on the corners with 2 outs and with only 1 out rather, and couldn't get it done. So Pettis with the Sensei, a slow runner at first. 5-6, switch hitter batting left. That's a fly to center. Ricky is there again. Boy, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 putouts for Ricky Henderson in 4 innings. So Rhoden's got the fly ball to center working. 2 down for Mark McLemore. Yeah, action. I don't use. If I had Splenda, I would use it, but I'm too cheap to buy Splenda. So I get the blue packs, but I don't get the. I buy the Walmart generic version. I can't taste the difference, but it's the one with the aspartame or whatever they call it in there. It's the generic blue stuff. Equal. I guess it's a generic Equal is what I use. All right, here is Mark McLemore. That's a 5-7, switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball shortstop X. But since the shortstop was not, since they're not holding DeSensei with a left-handed batter, the shortstop is not responsible for holding any runners. So Tollison will keep his 3 in his range factor. 3 each, but the one Devil Die doesn't care. Devil Die says, I don't care. 3 and a 1's a single 2 stars. That will move DeSensei to third base. Now we're checking for an error. That's a 9. And he's an E22. There is no 9. There's a 6 there, but no 9. So runners are now at the corners with 2 outs, and it's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say, because they had the same situation in the second inning. And now it's up to Bob Boone. Boone grounded to short his first chance. McLemore stole a base in the second. He could try to steal again, but you hate to make the third out when you got a runner at third, so it's going to take a base hit by Boone either way. You're not trying to avoid a double play or anything, so they're going to let Boone swing away. 2-7, and he's the ground ball shortstop A. The plus sign's only with the infield in, not about holding runners, not like it is in advanced. So it's just a 6-3 ground out, and the inning is over. So 4 innings in the books and nothing going on. So there we go. Okay, we are going to the top of the 5th. Oops. And it'll be Danny Pasqua, Mike Pagliarulo, and Rick Cerrone. 1-6, and that's a strikeout. That is going to be strikeout number 3 for Mr. Witt. And that will send up Mike Pagliarulo. Singled his first time up. 3-9 for Pags, and that is a 1-4 triple. 5-20, he flies to right. That's a fly ball to right field that Devon White tracks down. 2 down. For the catcher, Rick Cerrone. Cerrone fouled out to his counterpart Boone his first time up. 1-2 for Cerrone, and that is a fly to center. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. The goose eggs are still prevalent. And that will send up Rick Rhoden. Rick Rhoden to face Dick Schofield. Schofield flew to right field, his first chance. 3-4, and that is a 3-4 is a ballpark single check, 1-5. That's a 13, so it's a ground ball to third. We'll keep that result. Grounder to Pagliarulo. One away for Brian Downing, top of the order. Downing 0 for 2. He's grounded to Tollison twice. 2-2. He's going to, this time he'll fly it out to left field for Gary Ward. And Ward will make the catch. 2 down. For Wally World 1 for 2 with a single. (3-9), and that's a fly to center. Ricky's got it again. That's 5 putouts for Ricky Henderson in 5 innings in center field. Most center fielders don't get 5 putouts the whole game. But he's got him here in 5 innings. So we go to the 6th. Still no score. Witt and, let's see, Rhoden's fatigue inning is next inning. Witt can go 7 before he gets his fatigue rating. Wayne Tollison is your batter. He's 0 for 1. 6-7, switch hitter. 6-7 is a base on balls, so leadoff walk issued by Witt, and that is the first walk issued by Mike Witt. Tollison, not going, with that -5 by Witt, he's not thinking about stealing or trying to do anything, so he's going to hold fast. Hello, Jazz. Good morning to you. Tollison's at first. Nobody out. This would be a perfect time to bunt, but Ricky Henderson's bunt rating is a D, so apparently Ricky didn't work on his bunting. Ricky said Ricky don't need no bunting, so he's going to swing away instead. 6-8. 6-8, and it's a 1-6 single. 7-20, he lines to short, and he will line it right to Schofield for out number 1. So maybe Ricky needs some practice. Notice how you got that right, Jazz. It's sitting right here. Notice how Ricky likes to refer to himself in third person. Here is Mr. Willie Randolph. He's 0 for 2. That's a 4-3, and that's going to be a ground ball pitcher X right to Mike Witt. The range is not listed on these 87 cards, but the computer tells me Witt's a 3 in his range category, and he is an E18. So he's a 3 E18. 3 E18. 3 and a 3. That's trouble. I don't think he's going to get to this one. 3 and a 3 is not good news for the defense. 3 and a 3 is a single 1 star. So it's single 1 star, and that's a 9, and he's an E18. E18, there is no 9, but it will be a single 1 star that'll move Tollison up to second base. So we have first and second now with 1 away. And Donnie Baseball, chance to drive home the first run of the game. He's 0 for 2. He's definitely overdue. He's underperformed in the replay to this point. 4-7. Ground ball second base X. They might turn a double play on him. McLemore's a 2E22. 2 and a 9 for second baseman. Might be a double play chance. 2 and a 9. Nope, it's a G2. Fielder's choice is all they're going to get. 7, E22. There is no 7, but it's going to be a fielder's choice. They will get Randolph out 4-6. But going to third is Tollison. So with 2 outs, you have runners on the corners. And it will be up to Gary Ward to get it done. Interestingly, you would have thought they would have had Winfield back clean up, but they got Ward in front of him. So this is Ward's opportunity to drive home the first run of the game. 5-11. Fly ball right field X. That's not good because in right field, Devon White's a 1, so you know he's going to get to it. E9 is all we're looking for. And in the outfield for a right fielder, a 9, error chances are 3 and 4, 14, 17, and 18. So if you don't get those 5 numbers, he makes the catch. That's a 15. Boy, came close. E9 of 14 would have been an error, but not a 15. So Devon White tracks it down, and that retires the Yankees again here in the top of the 6th. Hello, Mr. Bill. Good to see you. And Bill or Kathy, if either one of you are listening or whatever, if you feel like you would like to do a trivia question like you did on Jeff's channel, feel free. I'm all for it. Not that you have to or expected to, but I'm just saying if you wanted to. I'm open to it completely. Just makes it more fun. All right, here is Devon White. So Ward ends up flying to right in a clutch situation. And now here is Devon White. White is 0 for 2. He is fanned twice. In fact, it's the only 2 strikeouts Rhoden has gotten White twice. 1-9. Won't get him this time. That's a 1-3 triple, 4-20 single. Leadoff single for Devon White, and he's going to be looking to run. He needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead. 3, 4, 5, or 6. Does not get the lead, so he will hold. And Jack Howell is your batter. 112 for Howell. That's a Lomax. That's to be a double play, a Lomax plus injury. So Jack Howell just lined to second. Randolph grabs it, steps on the bag. I'm sorry, throws to first to Mattingly for the double play. Forgot the runner was on first, not second. So it's a 4-4-3 double play. 4-4-3 double play. So White is out. 4, and then a 4-3 double play to end the inning. I'm sorry, no, it's the second out. It does not end the inning. My bad. Second out. Hello, Roger. Good to see you. So 2 down, bases empty for the Sensei. That's a 1-7, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So we've played 6 innings here at, and this was the fatigue inning for Rhoden. He only gave up a single, so he still carries endurance into the 7th without any problem. So top of the 7th, this will be Mike Witt's fatigue inning. I'm trying to think of the right way to play it or call it. His inning of fatigue, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. Hello, Bart. Good to see you. So Winfield, in case anybody that likes to watch the Demolition League was wondering what happened last night, I was just too tired. I was sleepy. I was watching TV, and next thing I know, it's 9:30, and I'm like, I'm not going to get up there that late and play a game. So that game has been shifted to noon today. Noon Eastern will be the Demolition League. Pittsburgh and San Diego. It'll be the first outing of the season for rookie phenom Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens will get his first start for the Pirates in this game. It'll be at noon. Because I have high school football tonight, so we no football live, or no baseball live tonight. Tomorrow will be season ticket baseball, NBC game of the week, the Yankees and the Red Sox. Ron Guidry against Dennis Eckersley. So hopefully that'll be a good one. That'll be on season ticket baseball, and that will be at noon tomorrow. All right, here is Mr. May, Dave Winfield. 5-9, and that's a split chance. 1-4 is a single, but that's a 19. So Winfield will line it to Schofield, and there's one away. That'll bring up Danny Pasqua. Not tonight, Jeff, no. Friday nights, no. Not during football season. But the game will be played at noon today instead. All right, here is Danny Pasqua. 1-6, and that is a strikeout. I mean, I could play in advance, record it, and upload it, but I don't know if that would really be all that helpful or entertaining. Maybe it would. I don't know. But I got time at noon, so We'll play that game today at noon. Here's Pagliarulo, 2-5, and that is a ground ball to first. And Mr. Joyner takes care of it. We've made it to the 7th inning stretch, and we got a bunch of zeros on the board. Mike Witt gave up nothing, so he keeps full endurance into the 8th inning. Rick Rhoden, like I said, just had one ding against his fatigue, and that was that one single, but the double play erased that very quickly. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, and since we've been rolling along here pretty much with not a lot of runs or activity going on where it takes a lot of time, so no 7th inning stretch needed. Coffee's still pretty warm, so we're going to keep rolling, literally and figuratively. And Gary Pettis will lead off for the Angels. He's 1 for 2. 3-6 for Pettis, and he will draw the leadoff walk, and that puts a very fast man on first base. Very fast. So Pettis, at 3-6 was the walk, and now to get the lead needs a 5 or a 6 to obtain the lead. And he doesn't get it, so he will hold. And here comes Mark McLemore. Now, McLemore is an A bunter, so this is the perfect time, in my opinion. I don't usually like to bunt because I hate giving up outs. But this might be the time to do it right here with an A bunter. Corners are in, so they're going to call him a B bunter. Make sure there's no havoc, and there's not. So he's a B bunter. The guy fielding it is going to be the catcher, so it's going to be Rick Cerrone coming out from behind the plate. Basically needs a 9 or less. He gets an 8. That's a good bunt. It's going to be a sacrifice hit, 2-4. So Roan throws to first base where Randolph is covering, and Pettis will take second base. So doing the fundamentals for the Angels might turn out to be the difference between a run and not a run. As you got a very swift Gary Pettis at second base. He runs at a 17, so they are holding him on to try not to get him so he can't get such a big lead off the base. Oh, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Not that I could answer it, but it still would be awesome. All right, here's Bob Boone. That is a 110 for Boone, and he pops it up to third. Pagliarulo is there, 2 down. And the danger in bunting is you give up an out. Now you got 2 outs, and it's up to your number 9 hitter, Dick Schofield, to drive the run home. So that's the downside to bunting. But Schofield in the clutch. Again, he's an anti-clutch. He loses hits on 9 and 10 on the 1 column and a 9 on the 3 column. But it's under the pitcher, 4-3. Ground ball first base C. Mattingly will range to field it. Flip to Rhoden covering. And 7 innings are in the books, and we still got no score. And Rhoden still carries a little bit of endurance. And we go to the 8th inning. No score. All right, so Bill has a question. What pitcher-catcher battery has... I can see it on the computer here. What pitcher-catcher battery has the most lifetime wins? Pitcher-catcher battery. That's a good guess there, Rick. That's because Freehand caught almost everything he did. Most wins. My first thought was Gibson and McCarver, but I don't think that's right. Lolich and Freehand are third. Okay, so we're close. I don't think it's Gibson and McCarver, though. I think it's somebody else. Seaver didn't catch Seaver very often. I mean, he only went to the Reds late in his career, so I don't believe that's one that's there. Let's see. Anybody else have a guess? Berra and Ford. That's a good guess because Berra caught a lot of his games. We might need a hint from Bill about like what decade it is or something like that, maybe so we know what time. It's National League, okay? National League wins and catchers. National League. National League. If he gives the team, it's probably going to give it away if he gives the team. Can he give like the decade? Maybe that would help, but not give it away. Because I think if he gave the team, it might give it away. Oh, recently set the record. Wow. Recently set the record. It's not, oh crap. Who am I thinking of? No, it can't be him. It's not Molina from the Cardinals and the pitcher. I'm drawing a blank on his name now off the top of my head. But no, not Carpenter. It was somebody else. And I can't believe I can't figure out his freaking name. 2010 to 2020. Okay, so that's going back a ways, not too far. 2010 to 2020. Wow, Wainwright was who I was thinking of, but that's probably not right if he's saying it goes back further than that. Oh, I had it right. It was Wainwright and Molina. Was that the right answer? And Dan had said, "Okay, cool. I didn't think that was it, but there it is." I know they had records of being a battery together. I think they set a record for having the most pitcher-catcher games together. So it just kind of made sense that they might get the wins to go with it too. Great question, Bill. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Good question. Good thought-provoking question. All right, so we're going to the 8th inning. And it looks like I'm looking on my laptop here. It looks like the cards still show up in the 8th. If it goes extra innings, I want to move the cards over. But I think on the 8th and 9th, we're still good to have them here. So we can still see them. So, yes, Dan, he was. Wainwright was a dude. They call him a dude. Sometimes it's a new name on it. They call him a dude. All right, so here is Rick Cerone. Now, we are in the 8th inning, so pinch hitting is plausible. But much like I experienced in the previous game at third base when there was no third baseman to replace the injured player, Brooke Jacoby, Cleveland didn't have anybody rated to play third base. I don't believe the Yankees, and they do not. The Yankees do not have another shortstop rated. They got Lincecata, but he never played short. I think Bobby Meacham has to come up later to play short. But so we're going to stick with Tolleson, and I guess we'll stick with Cerone as well. Whose record did they break? Oh, we got a part 2. Whose record did they break? 40s through the 60s. Wow. Well, it wouldn't be Whitey Ford because he didn't pitch until the 50s, I don't believe. So I'm not sure who that would be, the 40s through the 60s. That's a good question, though. All right, here is Rick Cerone, 2-7. Struck him out. I got number 5 for Mike Witt. And here is Wayne Tolleson. Tolleson, the batter. Switch hitter, 2-8. And that's a 1-14 single. That's a 17, though, so he's going to line it to second base. We're out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, and Ricky Henderson, the batter. The NL record. Okay, 40s through the 60s of an NL record. That's interesting. That's way back before I knew what was going on with baseball, so I don't think I'm going to be able to answer that one, Bill. That's definitely before my time. Here's Ricky. Ricky. 4-3, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Schofield, 2E12 for Schofield. 2-19, he'll get to that. E12 and a 6 shouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't think. E12, there's no 6 there, so Schofield makes the play, and Mike Witt keeps his endurance into the 9th as he takes care of the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th, no score. Bottom of the 8th. Boston, Milwaukee. It had to be Warren Spahn and oh crap, who was the catcher back then? I don't remember the catcher's name. It has to be Warren Spahn and somebody. don't think it was Torrey. I think it was somebody before Torrey. Obviously, going back to the 40s. Crandall, that's it. Roger, I think that's the guy I'm thinking of is Del Crandall. That's who I was thinking of. Couldn't think of his name. But as soon as you mentioned it, that's what came to my mind was Crandall. So I'm not sure, Bill, if that's the correct answer or not. All right, bottom of the 8th. Top of the order for the Angels, Brian Downing. He's 0 for 3. Spawn the pitcher. There you go. Spawn the pitcher and Crandall the catcher. There you go. So I guess if back like on Jeffrey's channel, if this was Jeffrey's channel, Roger and I would both get half of a Ike's hot candy or whatever, the different colors or whatever. Strat-O-Matic is a long last name for sure, Dan. No question about it. Now Roger did emphasize no hyphenations. That's important because there's some guys out there now with a long name with a hyphen in it. So Strat-O-Matic, I know Ed Ott's got like the shortest name, but Strat-O-Matic might have the longest name. Here's Brian Downing, 3-8 for Downing. That's a ground ball to short. And that's one away as Tollison will make the play. Oh, full red, okay. I do too, Bill. I do too. I missed Jeff's broadcast for sure. It's a highlight of my morning every morning. All right, here is Joyner. 5-5, lefty ground ball to second. Willie Randolph makes it. Looks like we might be going to the 9th with no score. Salta, okay, yeah, Strat-O-Matic. All right, cool. I know Ed Ott's got the shortest name. I remember that one, but didn't know Strat-O-Matic had the longest name. 2-5, and that is going to be a ground ball to short. So 3 ground ball outs, and we're going to the 9th inning with zeros on the scoreboard. And Rick Rhoden's going to keep his freshness. Actually, no, he's not. Because I believe in the rule book, it says on the Strat-O-Matic rule book, you're not supposed to go more than 2 innings past this number. So I think I'll have to double check the rule book on that, but I think that's the rule book. Or that's technically the rule here on fatigue, but I will check that out. And if somebody else knows the answer right away to that question on pitcher fatigue, you can chime in and maybe save me the trouble of having to scroll through the rule book. But I'm thinking that, let's see here, like there was something like even a pitcher with a 9 can't go past 11 innings or something like that. So let's see here. Hold on. Super advanced starting pitchers. Fatigue. Where are you? I don't see it on here. I know it's in the rule book somewhere. I just can't find it. But there's got to be something in there about a pitcher can only go so many innings past his fatigue. Yeah, I remember Encarnacio Strand. I think he was playing for the Reds or somebody recently. Because I know if I was going to try to keep score, and I don't think I could fit Encarnacio Strand in my score sheet. I guess you have to abbreviate that somehow. But all right, I don't see it here. I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere, but I don't see it. I'm just not. Obviously, I'm just missing it. I'm not seeing it like I should. So let's move this over a little bit more. Maybe I got some room here that I can allow more things here. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. But I'm thinking we're going to probably limit Rhoden to the 8 innings. Witt will pitch the 9th. He has full fatigue. He gave up nothing in the 7th or the 8th. So this is his final inning, as it's 2 innings past his fatigue number. So I want to be consistent in that. There's Willie Randolph. 1-5. It's ground ball to short. So one of the better pitching duels in this 87 replay. That's a good point, Dan. If you had Encarnacion Strat-O-Matic, they'd need like you'd have to do like the Reds did in the old days and have like the one part of the name go over the number, and then you have the number on the back, and then the other part of the name is in a semicircle underneath, like a smiley face, to have the last part of his name, or maybe stretch it around to the, have his first name, have Encarnacion on the front and Strat-O-Matic on the back, or something like that. Here's Mattingly. He's overdue for a good hit. 1-9, and he might get it. Ballpark blast for Donnie Baseball. It's 1-12, but the devil dies a 16. So he just misses it. Thought Donnie Baseball was going to put the Yankees on the board, but ballpark home runs are only 1-12, and that's a 16. Yes, Chuck, we have a pitching duel. Or we got bad offense. You just have to figure out which one, or maybe a combination of both. Here's Gary Ward, or bad devil die rolls too. 6-4, that's a fly ball to center field. That's going to end the inning. So Mike Witt shuts out the Yankees for 9 innings, but we're going to cap Witt at 9 innings. And now I need to go to Strat Computer and put that 9th inning in the scorebook. Actually, I got to put the 8th inning. I didn't score the 8th inning. I was watching the trivia questions and stuff instead of doing my job. So let me get caught up on this real quick. It won't take long because they're all outs, except for the walk. Let's see. No, I'm sorry, they're all outs. Yeah, they sure are. From the top of the 8th to the bottom of the 8th to the top of the 9th, 9 consecutive outs. So it won't take long at all to put this in. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees will need a new pitcher. And we'll have to figure out who they want to go to and who the Angels have coming up. All that's a factor. All right, so bottom of the 9th, it'll be Jack Howell, DeCinces, and Pettis. So you got left, right, and split. Or switch, I should say. Left, right, and switch. So that means you pretty much can go whichever direction you want to go in as a bullpen. Question is, let's see who's got the most rest for these two teams. See, Clements is a little bit overworked. Righetti is right on the money. Stoddard is overworked a little bit. Guante is definitely overworked a little bit. Bob Shirley is overworked a little bit. So we're going to go with Pat Clements. He's the least overworked of all the relievers. Actually, you know who's the least overworked is Dave Righetti. So they're going to bring in Righetti. No, they're not going to bring in Righetti. They're the visiting team. They can still get a save. So they're going to bring in Pat Clements. My bad. So Pat Clements, the left-hander, will be coming in for the New York Yankees. Pat Clements. He was 3-3 with a .495 earned run average in real world. Let's see what he does here in the 9th and what he's doing on the replay. Clements on the replay, 0-1 with 3 saves, a 4.10 earned run average. 26 innings pitched, 23 hits, 10 walks, and 13 strikeouts. So Howell will lead off against Clements, lefty on lefty. Or do they pitch hit for Howell? They may pinch hit for Howell. They do have Darryl Miller they could bring in and play left field. He's a 241 hitter. Howell's 245, so it's kind of tit for tat. So Angels, Gene Mauch's going to counter the move by Lou Piniella, and they're going to go to Darryl Miller to pinch hit here in the 9th inning. And if it goes extras, he would play left field. So Darryl Miller will come on, replace Jack Howell as a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 9th. Angels only have 4 bench players. They have Miller, they have Rupert Jones, they have Mark Ryle, and a backup infielder, Gus Polidor. That's it. So Miller on the replay is hitting .243, 3 homers, 13 driven in. Miller against Clements. That's a 1-9 left-handed, and he's hit by the pitch. How do you like that? He comes in to pinch hit, and the pitcher plunks him. That's interesting. Okay, again, 1-9 against the lefty is a hit by pitch. So that brings up to Sensei. He's not a good bunter. He's only a C bunter, so I think we're going to have him swing away. I just don't see him bunting here, especially against the lefty. So he's going to swing away. 4-7, and that's a single 2 stars against Clemens. So all of a sudden, first and third, nobody out. And Angels on the verge of walking this one off. Infield's in, outfield's in, everybody's in for Gary Pettis. Clemens against Pettis. Lupinella is in. If he could be in, he'd be in too. 4-7, switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a single 2 stars. It doesn't matter. They walk it off. Pat Clemens didn't get anybody out. And the Angels walk it off and win it 1-0, making a winner of Mike Witt. He is now 4-2. And poor Mr. Clemens didn't get anybody out. He takes the loss. He will now be 0-2. So he is now 0-2. He didn't get anybody out. He hit a batter and gave up 2 hits and a run. Rhoden went 8 innings, pitched very well. So we'll put all this in the computer and get the final box score results. Nice pitching duel if you enjoy pitching duels. We had one. So Witt with the win pitches a 4-hit shutout. Walking 1, striking out 5. And for Rhoden, he goes 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So the final line score for California, 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. For the Yankees, no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Angels left 7 on base. Yankees left 4 on base. With the win, California improves to 19-22. Yankees drop to 26-15. And by dropping to 26-15, let's see what it does to the league standings. They are now 2 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers, who are at 26-11. They have the same amount of wins, but the Yankees have 4 more losses than Milwaukee does. So they're actually 4 back in the loss column, 2 games back overall. California with the win improves to 19-22. They're now 3 games back of the Oakland A's, who are at 21-18. So the whole American League West is pretty much gapped together at 2 or 3 games above or below 500. That's a crapshoot. In the East, it's a 4-team race. You've got Milwaukee in the lead with Toronto a game and a half back, New York 2 games back, and Detroit 7 games back. Baltimore, Boston, and Cleveland are kind of out of it. But in the West, other than Seattle, everybody's in it. Everybody's within 3 games now. So, all right, so that's going to do it from here. If you're so inclined and don't mind the modern season, the Demolition League will be on this afternoon at noon. And it'll be the debut of rookie sensation phenom Paul Skeens. He will be making his first start of this league against the San Diego Padres. And a pretty good pitcher in his own right, Dylan Cease, used to pitch for the White Sox, but he's pitched for the Padres in 24. Pretty good pitcher. So should be a good pitching matchup. At least hopefully it will be. Not sure it'll be as good as this one, but you never know. So let me make this official and put in the run for Darryl Miller. He scored the winning run. Led off the inning with a pinch hit appearance. Got hit by the pitch. Went to third on the single by DeSensei and scored on the single by Pettis. Player of the game, Mike Witt, unquestionably. 4-hit shutout. Can't do much better than that. And he improves to 4-2 on the season. So the 1987 replay will now take a hiatus until Monday, because tomorrow is the NBC game of the week and Sundays I take off. So Monday morning, we'll be back for the next game in the 1987 replay. Don't know if any of the 3 remaining games are worthy enough to be on video or not. Might have to switch over to the Saturday 23rd games. See if we got better pitching matchups. We do. All right, so I'm going to play the other 3 games offline. The Baltimore-Oakland game, the Kansas City, Texas game and the Toronto, Seattle game. I'm going to play all of those offline, finish up May 22nd. On Saturday, May 23rd, we started off, and we are looking at who's got the best pitching matchup. I try to go east to west best I can. Don't know if Chicago and Boston is all that good. It's Floyd Bannister and Al Nipper. That could be a decent one, I guess. But I may go a little bit out of order because I really want to show the teams that didn't get shown on the 22nd. So I'm looking at Baltimore and Oakland. In Oakland, it's Mike Boddicker against Dave Stewart. That'll be the next game on Monday morning. Mike Boddicker and Dave Stewart. It'll be the May 23rd game, Saturday, May 23rd game. I will play the other 3 May 22nd games offline and get everything. I'll do that over the weekend and get all that ready to go for Monday morning. But noon today, again, Demolition League game between Pittsburgh and San Diego. If you're able to make it at noon, you can stop by for that. If not, tomorrow at noon is the NBC game of the week on season ticket baseball. It'll be the Yankees against the Red Sox. Ron Guidry against Dennis Eckersley is the pitching matchup there. And I don't know about Saturday night because college football, I may watch it. There's a game I'm interested in. I may watch that instead. Not sure. I may DVR it and watch it later. I don't know. I have to see how it goes. But tomorrow night, if there is going to be a game tomorrow night, it would be from the Demolition League. So let me see who the Demolition League schedule would be. After the Pittsburgh-San Diego game, you've got Chicago Cubs and the Minnesota Twins. That would be the game tomorrow night. Chicago Cubs and the Minnesota Twins. Twins in first place at 5-1. Granted, it's early, but they are in first place all alone at 5-1. And that would be the Cubs against the Twins from Target Field. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off and go eat a little bit of breakfast with my last cup of coffee. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'll do that. And then we'll come back at noon for the Paul Skeens debut, Pittsburgh and San Diego in the Demolition League. So I do appreciate everybody who chimed in. Thank you for Bill, especially for the trivia questions. Really enjoyed those. If Kathy's still around, if she wants to put in a trivia question, or anybody wants to do a trivia question, you're more than welcome to do it. I'm all for it. Just adds to the conversation and the fun of the games. So until next time, or hopefully in this case, till noon, which is about an hour and 45 minutes from now. So we will see you. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.